This is the 5th class in a 10-part series, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. If you want to catch up on the previous ones, they're on the video recording, and if you don't, that's fine. But the structure of the class is the 6 elements from the point of view of Mahayana Buddhism, and those are earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness. And tonight, we've gotten up to air. Hard to believe, but yet here we are. So I want to begin by reciting for you a little poem. It's almost a haiku, similar to haiku, in the Zen tradition. And so it goes like this. My little hut, windows open. The wind comes in and scatters all of my papers. Svaha. I'll give it to you again. My little hut, windows open. The wind comes in and scatters all of my papers. Svaha. So svaha means something like, wow. Okay? And so this is about the wind. And it's about the hut. So the hut is the person. The windows are the senses. And the interior is the mind. And the windows are open. That's very important. Because if the windows aren't open, this can't happen. So what we're doing is opening the windows and keeping them open so that nature can sweep away all these things we're worried about, at least for a little while. Okay? And so the wind is the breath. So if you study and practice meditation of almost any sort, there will be focus, some amount of focus on the breath. Okay? And the breath is the wind of nature that's moving through this body-mind. Okay? Constantly. And the Taoists called that Qi. So what's moving through is this life force energy, right? But when we're up in the air, we're looking at this through the lens of air. We're exchanging the air with the trees and the plants and the oceans and all over the world. So there's no separation between our internal process of breathing and the external process of air moving. It's the same. So this whole concept of no separation is what in Buddhism we call non-self. Non-self. And this is one thing to study and learn and meditate on, and it's something else to actually embody. And Qigong, looked at in a certain way, can be, or Shengong, spiritual Qigong, is the embodiment of non-self. So if we think the self resides in the body actually is the world. So the self is no different from the wind. And it scatters all of our papers that we have so carefully arranged. Okay. All right. So that's my poem about wind. In these classes, we begin with a little bit of a talk, which this just was. That's the Dharma part. Then we'll do some standing, and then we'll do some moving, and then we'll do some sitting meditation. And there's a number of practices around this that we'll do. And I will, before we go any farther, I'll mention that there will be a half-day retreat in this space on March 15th with myself and two other teachers, Don Coleman and Suzanne Kilkus. Don is a Taoist master, and Suzanne is a Dharma teacher. If you're interested in that, you can email me and I'll send you the info. It is filling up, so don't hesitate. Okay, are we good to go? All right. Okay, all right, okay. So air is getting up to this level, okay? Remember last time heat was at the heart level, okay? And then water was circulating and earth was lower. So we're kind of up here, right? So let's just start by letting the head be heavy and just rolling it around. Okay, and all those little crackles that you hear, that's all okay, as long as it's not painful. Okay, and then moving down, let's go into circling the shoulders. And start out making small circles and then larger. And as you're doing this, you may notice that you'll involuntarily take a deep breath. And then you can reverse the circles, go the other way. And you can focus your attention beyond just the shoulders too, and just sort of notice that as you go back, you're opening the sternum, and then as you roll forward, you're opening the shoulder blades. So it's sort of an opening of the chest and then an opening of the back. Okay, very good. So traditionally, this neck sort of loosening is called the turtle and the crane. So the crane, well, let's start with it. So the turtle, tuck the chin. I'm just sort of teaching you the traditional. You tuck the chin and then roll it out and make a circle and then tuck it again. This is a turtle coming out of her shell. And you probably know that Tai Chi and Qigong, these things are based on animal movements and movements of nature. So they call this the turtle. And then organize this, if you would, with your breath. Okay, very good. And now the crane. So the crane, you just do the opposite. And this is like the crane is sort of flying and doing this with its neck. And as we get older, we tend to sort of cave in and sort of slump. And if you know, or even if you're not old, this sort of happens. And so the thing is to do the crane. And so you tuck it in and bring it up. And now you're in an upright posture. Okay, and you can see people walking around, and they're walking around like this. And you just sort of want to lift them up, sort of. Excuse me. But you can't. So you can you do it to yourself though. So just this crane movement, it aligns the whole spine. It aligns the whole body. Just that one movement. Just tucking the chin. Oh, that feels suddenly my chest is open and my throat is open and I'm here. I'm present. I'm on my feet and I'm aligned. I'm not sort of leaning into the future. I'm right here in the present moment. Okay. Okay, very good. While we're at it, why don't we loosen the hips too? So I'm going to place one hand below my navel here and the other one behind. That's optional, but is to just rock the hips. So you can just flex the hips. If this is new to you, it might take a little while to feel it, but you're flattening the lower back and then arching it a little bit. And the hip, the pelvis is rocking on the tops of the femurs. And then, of course, you can do it without the hands too. This is really, really basic for Tai Chi. Okay, good. And then the other one is from my teacher, Tricia Yu. The other one is circling the hips. And so viewed from above, you're making a circle. This involves the thighs and the legs too. You're just circling the hips. If you have a little bit of lower back pain, that's okay. But if it's more than a little, then just do this gently. But if you do these two hip flexibility movements, if you do these once a week for a few minutes, it can have a profound effect on your flexibility and your balance. Okay, very good. Okay, very good. And moving down, so Tricia called this playing the piano. Okay, and we're going to drop our attention to the bottoms of the feet and see that the weight is evenly distributed front to back. And then feel and imagine this vertical line from the center of the earth through the body, out the crown of the head, up into the universe. Tuck the chin a little. Now, let's shift the weight to one side and feel the pressure on that foot, and the pressure on the other foot is disappearing. Sink down just a little bit, bend the knee a little, and let the other heel come up. And check that you're still vertical. So we don't want to be like this. You're still vertical. That vertical line now is going right through the weighted foot. Okay, so you can lift the heel, just leave the toe on the ground. Okay, and then drop that toe, come back to center, shift the weight, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, heel comes up, sit down, and check that you're straight up and down. Okay, and if you want to, you can lift that unweighted foot. And then put it down without weight. Shift, 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 shift. Sink. Pick up. You can leave the toe on the ground, that's fine. And shift, 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 shift. And if you do this once a week, it'll do wonders for your balance. There's all kinds of movements associated with this, but don't worry about that. Okay. Okay, very good. That's for Tricia. I like to keep passing those along. All right. So let's drop into the standing meditation posture. So you remember, so just place your feet the proper distance for your body. Knees are soft, and then that's why we do this hip thing. The hips are loose. And if you let go of the tension in your arms, they'll just do this. So the mind might be saying, oh, we're standing here, when are we going to sit down, or when are we going to move? I don't like standing, so on. Just notice that. That's called garbage. So this is a meditation posture. My teacher, Ken Cohen, teaches us to stand in this posture for 30 minutes. In the same way that in Buddhist meditation you'd sit maybe for 30 minutes, but it's just standing. Okay, so notice the stillness of the body and the alignment. Drop the chin a little. Okay. And now let's notice the movement of the body, that is the breath. The belly and chest are moving. This is called movement and stillness. Okay. So feel and imagine that the whole torso is expanding with the breath. Not just forwards, but also back behind you. All directions like a balloon. Okay, very good. All right, so dipping the knees, bend the elbows. And as if your hands are resting on an extension of your body, the expanded body. So with the in-breath, as the belly expands, the hands move away. Out-breath, they move back. This is called breathing crane. Okay, the in-breath, we wake up. Out-breath, we relax. In-breath. In-breath, we expand. With the out-breath, we relax. Okay, and go ahead and sink down and straighten up. Good. Let the hands be free, let them open as much as you want. Okay, this is whole body breathing. Good. Smile just a little bit. Good, 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 good. Okay, and let's move the hands up to the heart area and continue. Good. Okay, so as we breathe air in and out the nose, let's just try imagining and feeling breathing directly into the heart with the in-breath, breathing directly from the front, filling the chest, and then out the back. So in-breath in the front, filling up the lungs, out-breath, breathe out the back. Okay, next one. Let's breathe in the front all the way through the body. So the in-breath goes in the front and out the back. Out-breath, it comes around with the hands. And then the in-breath, we repeat. So in-breath from the front right through the body. Out-breath, it circles around back to the front. Okay, very good. Let's take a couple more breaths. Good. And then let's end up at the heart. Okay, and notice the body moving. Okay, very good. Let's go into tree and spring. So pointing down, breathing in. We're breathing in through the bottoms of the feet, through the perineum, breathing in to the heart, and then breathing out. Breathing in from the earth. Breathing out into the heavens. The breath is moving through every cell in the body. And then it's coming down all around like a bubbler, a fountain. So the boundaries of the body are porous. And the breath is not separate from the wind or the air. Good. Okay, very good. Stop at the bottom. Good. Now tree in autumn. So we're going to breathe in from above, palms face down, and out through the feet. You can do this slowly or quickly, but just do it with the breath. You can visualize this, if you like, as light. So we're breathing in the light of the stars through the top of the head, through the body, out the feet into the earth. So the hands, the eyes follow the hands. Okay, very good. Let's do one more slowly. And then as you're standing, just try sensing beyond the skin. Just try sensing into the space around the body. Okay. Good. Very good. Okay. So all the crane movements are oriented toward the lungs. So we'll do a number of these cranes. And the basic crane begins with kind of a basket. You're just holding this position. And then sink the knees, sit down, good, and then in breath. Breathe normally. So just begin with an in breath. Okay, eyes follow the hands. So let the hands float up. And the teaching here is as they come down, it's like you're stroking silk curtains. So the in-breath lifts the hands. Okay, very good. Now, if you like, you can come down in stages. You can also go up in stages. Another variation is to touch the thumb to the first two fingers. Okay, so that's the outer crane. So there's an inner crane. So instead of making the basket, you do this DNA sort of spiral. And then continue with the outer crane, however you want to. So the wings are folded, so to speak. And the palms face the body. So that indicates that the attention at that stage of this movement, the attention is in the body, in the torso. And then it moves out with the hands and the breath. So that's the inner crane. Okay, very good. So you get the idea. This is free form, just whatever variation you want to do. And I'll introduce one more for the adventurous. So, and that's the crane goes up on one foot. And you can leave the toe on the ground. And you can even walk and step forward if you want to, and step back. Okay. So the crane movements, there's many more of them. They're very, very free and easy and open. And I remember doing these at about 12,000 feet in the Rockies, where you're actually up in the sky. It's amazing. So, okay. Now let's just reduce the movement. And then return to your standing meditation posture. And it's a good time to just notice sensations in the body. You notice the movement of the breath and the tingling that you feel and the warmth of the body that's radiating. Okay, so the warmth and tingling, those are signs of the presence of life force energy. Okay, let's go ahead and take a seat. So your hand mudra, the traditional one for Shen Gong, is the two fingers touching the thumb, or whatever works for you. It's all fine, but you can try that if you like. In Taoist meditation, it's not encouraged to sit cross-legged. It's done like this. On a bench, and excuse me, they say the reason for that is that crossing the legs restricts the chi flow through the body, but we're not going to argue about that. But so just sitting is fine. Okay, and then check the chin. You might want to drop the chin a little. See if you can find that spot with the chin where the neck opens in the back. And then the chest kind of comes out a little more. Okay, so let's continue with the whole body breathing. And the first step is to just feel the breath, that is, feel the movement of the torso. And we feel the breath in two ways, the movement of the body and the contact of the air on our nasal passages and lungs. Okay, and then feel the stillness, the body not moving, feel the stillness and the posture. And also feel the movement. Okay, very good. Now we'll go to then a couple of levels out. So with the next in-breath, we're going to imagine that in addition to breathing air in and out of the nose, we're breathing light from all around us. We're breathing light right into the torso through the pores of the skin. So with the in-breath, the torso lights up like a firefly. And with the out-breath, all the light shoots back out. And so this is from all directions, front, back, left, right, up, down, from all around, penetrating the skin. Okay, very good. So this is a practice driven by the breath, or harmonized with the breath. So the Taoist meditation teaching about the breath is that we want the breath to be long and slow and even and fine and tranquil. So we may begin sort of huffing and puffing because we've been moving a lot. And that's fine, nothing wrong with that. And just let that calm down, because now we're sitting still. Long, slow, even, fine, and tranquil. And we're breathing in this way as we're breathing the stars, lighting up the body, going back out. There's no work involved here. There's no trying. Okay, very good. So we're visualizing this and feeling it. What's the sensation of having every pore in the body penetrated by light? Coming in and going out. Okay, very good. And now the next step is we're imagining the body in space. And the body is composed of, like a constellation, the body is composed of stars. And when we breathe in, all the stars in the universe and galaxies all rush in, and the universe is empty and the body is full. And with the out-breath, all the stars rush back out, and the body is empty and the universe is full. very good. When you're ready, just let go of the visualization and just go into feeling. Okay, so there's feeling and there's a sense of vast space all around. Okay, and this vast space is all around the body and it also is in the mind. The mind is spacious. So just for fun, in this vast space of the mind, create an image of a beautiful apple. Okay. And with the next out breath, let it disappear. It's just space. So the mind is, true nature is vast and empty. And by just focusing on the space, we're in the realm of consciousness. We're aware of the space. And that's just a preview of the sixth element. Okay, very good. Just take a few more breaths. Long, slow, even, fine, tranquil. Okay, aware of the body sitting here, the sensations, and also aware of the space around the body. Okay, very good. The last move is to just smile a little bit. Because just in this moment, everything is okay. Just in this moment. Okay, very good. Okay, next is to wiggle your toes a little bit. And go through your little sort of coming back ritual, move your fingers a little maybe. Just gently and gradually just come fully into your senses. And just move your body a little, might get a little stiff. All right. The next move is called removing your glasses. It's a very ancient move. Okay, and we're gonna clap one time on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, rub your hands, make heat, and then proceed to massage your facial muscles. You can make circles in your eye sockets. Just feel the tension leave your facial muscles. You can make circles on your temples. Massage the upper jaw if you want to. Just whatever feels good. Your ears a little bit. If your scalp, if you want to. And then your face. Down your arms, body. Okay, and then make loose fists and tap your kidneys. Just bend your elbows, tap your kidneys. And then finally, massage your kidneys with the backs of your hands. So good. So for mindfulness practice, the breath is often used as the anchor. And one of the reasons for that is because it's portable. It's available. It's always here, right? And we don't think about it or pay much attention to it for the most part. But if we just pause and take 1 or 2 conscious breaths, it's like the little stream of water that's running along and it hits a stone and it goes that way instead of that way. So that just stopping and taking that breath can redirect the future course of our lives. And this is what we teach the guys in prison, because they would give anything to have known that back when that happened. Change their life. So, air, wind, breath. If you have a meditation practice, sitting meditation practice, or standing, there are many ways to do that. And one good way to start is just focusing on the breath, and not just the air, but the sensations in the body. And you can add that visualization if you want, just in order to calm the mind. And then whatever type of meditation you're doing, then do that. And the other thing I would recommend that you try, if you have a regular sitting practice, typically you'll be doing your life and then you sit. Between doing your life and sitting, try standing, even just for 10 minutes. It's profound, and I can't explain it, but it is. It will accelerate your ability to drop into a meditative state. I guess it takes more energy to do it. So try it. Don't believe me, try it. That's what the Buddha said. Don't believe me, you try it. See if it's true or not. And here we are, trying it. Okay. Thank you so much for your practice. And we dedicate the merit of this practice for the healing of all suffering beings. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be safe. May all beings everywhere be free.